The coordinates made no sense. Anakin Skywalker frowned at his navigation console as his Jedi starfighter veered off course. One moment, he was returning from a diplomatic mission near Ryloth. The next, an invisible hand seemed to pull him toward uncharted space. "R2, run a diagnostic," Anakin ordered. The astromech droid beeped frantically. All systems were fine, yet the ship kept drifting. Then he felt it, a whisper in the Force, cold, ancient, hungry. His starfighter shuddered as it entered the atmosphere of a dead world, Malachor 5. Jagged mountains of black stone jutted from crimson sand. The planet looked like a wound in space itself. "This wasn't on the mission brief," Anakin muttered, gripping the controls tighter. The Force presence grew stronger, guiding him toward a canyon carved deep into the planet's crust. His engine sputtered, alarms blared. He was going down. The crash was rough, but survivable. Anakin stumbled from the wreckage, lightsaber ignited, scanning the desolate landscape. R2-D2 rolled out behind him, chirping nervously. "I know, buddy. I don't like it either." Ahead, half buried beneath collapsed stone, stood the entrance to a temple. Sith runes covered the archway, glowing faintly red in the twilight. Anakin had seen symbols like these before, in the Jedi archives, in holocrons Master Yoda kept locked away. He should call for backup, report to the Council, but the pull was overwhelming. Step by step, Anakin descended into darkness. The air grew colder, his breath fogged. At the center of the chamber sat a pedestal, and upon it, resting in a beam of pale light, a mask, black, angular, covered in geometric patterns that seemed to move when he looked at them. Anakin's hand reached forward before his mind could stop him. His fingers touched cold metal, and the mask screamed into his soul. Pain exploded behind Anakin's eyes. Images flooded his mind, faster than thought, sharper than memory. He saw worlds burning, temples rising from ash, a figure in dark robes creating life from nothing but will and rage. Darth Momin. The name echoed in Anakin's skull like a death knell. Who are you?" Anakin gasped, still gripping the mask. "I am the architect of eternity," the voice replied, cold, patient. "I am the one who conquered death itself." Anakin tried to pull his hand away. He couldn't. The mask held him, or he held it. He no longer knew which. The visions shifted. Now he saw Padme, her face twisted in agony, crying out his name as she died in childbirth. The same nightmare that haunted him every night since their secret marriage. The fear that consumed him more than any separatist army. "You cannot save her," Momin whispered, "not as you are. The Jedi forbid attachments because they fear what love can make you. But I can show you the way. I can teach you to hold back death, to reshape reality, to become more than the chosen one, to become a god." "No," Anakin breathed, but his voice cracked with doubt. Another vision. The Clone Wars ended in weeks instead of years. Palpatine's schemes exposed and crushed. Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Padme, all safe, all alive. All because Anakin had the strength to do what the Jedi Council was too afraid to do. "Power is not evil, young Skywalker. It is merely a tool. The Jedi have lied to you. They have held you back. They fear your potential because they know you will surpass them all." Anakin's breathing steadied. His fingers curled tighter around the mask. "Show me," he whispered, and Darth Momin smiled through the Force. Anakin told no one about Malachor 5. He returned to Coruscant 3 days late, claiming engine trouble in the outer rim. Obi-Wan raised an eyebrow but didn't press. The Council accepted his report without question. After all, Anakin Skywalker was their hero, their chosen one. He hid the mask in a storage compartment beneath his quarters, wrapped in cloth, locked away. But distance didn't matter. "You don't need to wear me to hear me," Momin whispered every night. "We are connected now,
bonded. At first, Anakin resisted. He meditated, cleared his mind, focused on the light, but Momin was patient. He didn't demand, he didn't threaten, he simply talked. During strategy meetings, when the Council debated for hours while clone troopers died on distant battlefields, Momin's voice slithered through Anakin's thoughts. They waste time on philosophy while soldiers bleed. You could end this war in a month, but they hold you back. During training sessions with younglings, when Master Yoda spoke of patience and restraint, the whispers grew louder. The Jedi fear passion because passion creates power. They preach balance but deny half the force. What kind of balance is that? And late at night, when Anakin held Padme in his arms, terrified of losing her, Momin's words felt less like corruption and more like truth. Love is not a weakness. It is the strongest force in the galaxy. The Jedi are fools to forbid it. I would never ask you to abandon her. I would teach you to protect her forever. Weeks passed. Anakin's eyes grew harder, his patience thinner. He snapped at Obi-Wan during missions, questioned the Council's orders openly, pushed himself beyond exhaustion in combat, fighting with a brutality that shocked even battle-hardened clones. "Anakin," Obi-Wan said one evening, concern etched across his face, "you seem different, darker." Anakin smiled, cold, distant. "I'm just finally seeing clearly, Master." Deception became Anakin's greatest skill. Every morning he meditated with the Jedi, appearing calm, centered, at peace. Every night he studied the visions Momin planted in his mind, ancient Sith rituals, forbidden techniques, secrets the Jedi had buried for millennia. He learned to compartmentalize, to separate Anakin the Jedi Knight from Anakin the student of darkness. "Your focus has improved," Master Windu remarked during a council briefing. "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." Anakin bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Master Windu." "Fools," Momin whispered. "They see only what they wish to see." But Obi-Wan wasn't so easily fooled. "You're hiding something," Obi-Wan said one afternoon, cornering Anakin in the temple hangar. "I've known you since you were 9 years old. Don't insult me by pretending everything is fine." Anakin met his gaze steadily. "I'm tired, Obi-Wan. This war, it's taking a toll on all of us, but I'm managing." "Are you?" Obi-Wan stepped closer, voice dropping. "Because the way you fought on Christophsis last week, the anger, the brutality, that wasn't you, that was something else." For a heartbeat, Anakin considered telling him everything, confessing, asking for help. Then Momin's voice slithered through his thoughts. "He will take the mask, destroy it, condemn Padme to death, condemn the galaxy to endless war. Is that what you want?" "I fought the way I needed to fight," Anakin said coldly. "We won, didn't we?" Obi-Wan's expression fell, disappointment mixed with worry. "Winning isn't everything, Anakin. How we win matters. The Jedi way."
"The Jedi way is losing this war," Anakin snapped, then caught himself, softened his tone. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I need some rest." He walked away before Obi-Wan could respond. That night, Yoda summoned him to the council chambers, alone. "Clouded your presence has become," the ancient master said quietly. "Speak truthfully, you must. What troubles you, young Skywalker?" The Battle of Umbara changed everything. Anakin led the 501st into the shadow-covered world with calculated fury. The Umbarans were ruthless, their technology advanced, their tactics brutal. The Republic was losing ground until Anakin stopped holding back. He moved through enemy lines like a storm, lightsabers blazing, the Force bending to his will in ways that shouldn't be possible. He crushed AT-RTs with a gesture, tore through blast doors with raw power. Enemy soldiers didn't just fall, they flew, broken and screaming. "General Skywalker is different," Captain Rex reported quietly to Obi-Wan. "Effective, but different." "Different how?" Obi-Wan demanded. Rex hesitated. "Darker, sir." But the council couldn't argue with results.
Umbar fell in 3 days instead of 3 weeks. Casualties were a fraction of projections. Anakin was hailed as a hero once again. "See," Momin whispered, "this is what you're capable of when you stop limiting yourself. Imagine what you could do if you fully embraced my teachings." "I'm using you," Anakin growled under his breath, alone in his quarters, "not the other way around." "Of course you are," Momin replied smoothly, "whatever helps you sleep at night." The truth was harder to face. Every time Anakin tapped into that power, it became easier, more natural. The line between Jedi technique and Sith sorcery blurred until he couldn't tell where one ended and the other began. Padme noticed too. "You're scaring me, Annie," she whispered one night, tears in her eyes. "When you look at me sometimes, it's like you're not even—" Chancellor Palpatine watched Anakin closely during their private meetings. Something had shifted. The young Jedi's anger was still there, the resentment toward the Council, the fear of loss, the hunger for power, all the pieces Palpatine had carefully cultivated over the years. But now there was something else, something cold, ancient, foreign. "You've been remarkably effective lately, Anakin," Palpatine said, his tone carefully measured. "The Council must be pleased." "They're never pleased," Anakin replied, bitterness sharp in his voice. "No matter what I do, it's never enough." "Perhaps," Palpatine said slowly, "you're finally realizing that the Jedi don't deserve your loyalty." Anakin's eyes met his, and for a heartbeat, Palpatine saw something that made even the Dark Lord of the Sith pause. Those weren't the eyes of a conflicted Jedi. They were the eyes of something far more dangerous. That night, Palpatine meditated in his hidden chamber beneath the Senate building. He reached through the Force, searching for the source of Anakin's transformation, and then he felt it. Momin. Rage flooded through him. Darth Momin, the architect, the heretic, the Sith Lord who defied the rule of two and paid for it with imprisonment. Palpatine had thought the mask destroyed centuries ago. Apparently not. "He's trying to steal my apprentice," Palpatine realized, "after everything I've built, everything I've planned." This was unacceptable. Palpatine had two choices: reclaim Anakin, tear Momin's influence out by the roots and reassert control, or eliminate Anakin entirely and find a new apprentice. Neither option was ideal, but Darth Sidious hadn't conquered the galaxy by accepting failure. He activated his encrypted comm channel. "Lord Tyrannus," he said coldly, "we need to discuss young Skywalker. I believe he's become compromised." Across the galaxy, Count Dooku smiled. "Shall I arrange a meeting, my master?" "Yes," Palpatine hissed. "It's time we reminded the Chosen One who truly holds power in this war." "I'm pregnant." The words hung in the air of Padme's apartment like a lightning strike. Anakin's world stopped. Joy, terror, love, fear, all crashing together at once. That's wonderful," he breathed, pulling her close. "We're going to be parents." But Padme pulled back, tears streaming down her face. "Annie, I'm scared, not of being a mother. I'm scared of you, of what you're becoming." "What I'm becoming?" Anakin's voice hardened. "I'm becoming strong enough to protect you, to protect our child. Isn't that what you want?" "Not like this," Padme sobbed. "You think I don't see it? The anger, the coldness, whatever you found out there, whatever you're hiding, it's killing the man I love." "She's trying to weaken you," Momin whispered, "to keep you dependent, vulnerable." "No," Anakin said aloud, unsure if he was answering Padme or the voice in his head. "Then prove it," Padme begged. "Whatever you're holding on to, let it go. We'll leave tonight. Forget the war, forget the Jedi, forget everything. We'll go somewhere safe, raise our child together, and just live." It was everything he wanted, and everything Momin warned against. "If you run, Sidious will find you. The Jedi will hunt you. Your child will be born in hiding, hunted like an animal. Is that the life you want for your family?" "I can't run," Anakin said quietly. "Not anymore." "Then choose," Padme whispered, "right now, me or whatever darkness you've been feeding, because I won't raise our child with a monster." The word cut deeper than any lightsaber. Anakin stood frozen, one hand reaching toward Padme, the other trembling with barely restrained power. "Choose wisely," Momin purred, "because once you make this choice, there's no going back." Anakin closed his eyes and reached for the mask hidden in his quarters. Anakin placed the mask over his face. Reality shattered. Power, raw, ancient, infinite, surged through every cell of his body. His veins burned with dark side energy. His mind expanded across the galaxy, touching countless lives, feeling the potential to reshape them all. "Yes," Momin roared in triumph. "Finally, a body worthy of my vision." But Anakin didn't disappear. He didn't surrender control. Instead, Anakin and Momin became something new, something terrifying. The walls of his quarters exploded outward as transformation completed. Alarm klaxons screamed across the Jedi Temple. Masters ignited lightsabers, rushing toward the disturbance. And then Count Dooku arrived, flanked by General Grievous and a battalion of destroyer droids. "Skywalker," Dooku called. Crimson blade ignited. "My master sends his regards and his disappointment." Anakin, no, the being wearing Anakin's face, turned slowly. When he spoke, two voices emerged as one. "Sidious fears what he cannot control. Typical." The battle erupted in seconds. Dooku struck with decades of Makashi mastery. Grievous attacked with 4 spinning blades. Droids fired from every angle. It should have been overwhelming. Instead, Anakin moved like death itself. He caught Dooku's blade mid-strike, force energy crackling around his bare hand. With the other, he crushed 3 droids into scrap metal. Grievous lunged. Anakin seized him telekinetically, suspending the cyborg in mid-air. "Impressive," Dooku admitted, backing away, "but you're outnumbered." Then the Jedi arrived. Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Yoda, a dozen masters surrounding the courtyard. For one terrible moment, everyone froze, unsure who the real enemy was. Anakin stood at the center, mask gleaming, power radiating like a dark sun. "Anakin," Obi-Wan called desperately, "please, take off the mask. We can still save you." Beneath the mask, something that once was Anakin Skywalker smiled. "I don't need saving, old friend." He raised both hands. "I need an empire."
The Force itself seemed to scream. Anakin unleashed a shockwave that threw Jedi and Sith alike backward like leaves in a hurricane. Obi-Wan crashed through a Durasteel wall. Mace Windu barely managed to ground himself with the Force. Yoda's ears flattened as he struggled against the raw power. "This is beyond anything I've ever felt," Kit Fisto gasped, struggling to his feet. "Because he's not just dark side," Mace realized with horror. "He's using everything, light, dark, the space between. He's broken every rule of the Force." Dooku recovered first, lunging with renewed fury. But Anakin was faster. He caught the Count's blade again, then twisted. The lightsaber shattered like glass. Dooku's eyes went wide with shock. "Impossible." "Nothing is impossible," Anakin replied in that terrible dual voice. "Momin taught me that. The Force doesn't have sides, only users too weak to embrace its totality." He thrust his hand forward. Dooku flew backward, slamming into General Grievous. Both crashed through the temple wall and disappeared into the Coruscant streets below. The Jedi attacked as one. 12 blades descended on Anakin from every angle. It should have been the end, but Anakin's own lightsaber ignited. No, 3 lightsabers, each floating around him, spinning in perfect defensive patterns. Blue plasma met blue and green as the Chosen One fought the entire Jedi Council alone. And he was winning. "Retreat!" Mace Windu ordered, recognizing the impossible. "Fall back! Evacuate the temple!" "No," said Yoda quietly, stepping forward. The ancient master's eyes glowed with centuries of wisdom and sorrow.
End this, I must, before too late it becomes. Master Yoda, you can't. Alone I will not be. Yoda's ears lifted. With me, the Force itself fights. The temperature dropped. The air shimmered. Yoda became a blur of green light and ancient power, moving faster than any being should. His lightsaber struck Anakin's defenses again and again, each blow carrying the weight of 900 years of mastery. For the first time, Anakin staggered backward. Good. Momin's voice emerged stronger now. Finally, a challenge worthy of our power. The duel between master and former student shook the foundations of the temple itself. Pillars cracked, statues of ancient Jedi crumbled. The very stones seemed to weep as the Chosen One and the Grand Master clashed. But then something unexpected happened. Padme appeared at the courtyard entrance. "Annie, stop!" Everything froze. Anakin's head turned slowly toward her voice. Beneath the mask, conflicting emotions warred. Love, rage, fear, hunger for power. Padme stood there, tears streaming, one hand on her pregnant belly. "You said you'd protect us," she sobbed. "You said everything you did was for our family."